the General Book Division of the KU Bookstore. We're very pleased today to host this event. We actually do quite a few events through the year, and if you're interested in following up on those, we usually have a table of upcoming authors' books at the front of the store, as well as a schedule. I want to mention that we're offering 15% off on Goran's book today, if you'd like to purchase one after the talk and have him sign it. The structure today will be that after he speaks, we'll have a brief question and answer period, and then he will sit at this table for a book signing and a chance to visit with you individually if you'd like to do that. And of course, we still have the refreshments, so please feel free to stay and just converse. I am going now to introduce the person who is a friend and fellow student of Goran's, who is going to actually do the introduction for him. Her name is Kate Batcher.
Good afternoon, and thank you everybody for coming. Today, I have the great pleasure of introducing today's distinguished guest, Goran Sabah Ghafour. Goran was born in Erbil, the capital of the Kurdistan region of Iraq. In 2003, Goran earned his bachelor's degree in English literature, and today he attends the University of Kansas as a Fulbright graduate scholar studying journalism. He is married with 2 children, and in February, he welcomed his newborn daughter, Carla, whom he has yet to meet face to face. Goran is an activist in his own right. He is a board member of the Kurdistan Empowerment Youth Organization, and he is a co-founder of the Future Center for Youth Issues, also known as FCYI, in Iraq. One of his greatest achievements while working with FCYI was the success of the Campaign 25 initiative. Campaign 25 was a proposal to reduce the age of Kurdish parliament candidate members to age 25. FCYI ran the campaign, and today, Kurdish political hopefuls aged 25 and up can run for parliament. At 29 years old, Goran has already made his mark in the world of journalism. He has written dozens of short stories in his native language, Kurdish, and several literary journals have published his articles. He also wrote a socio-political novel called The Leader Aorta in Kurdish language. The novel was published in 2005 by NASA Publisher and again reprinted in 2010. Goran has translated 18 books from English to Kurdish, as well as dozens of literary articles in various fields of study. His work was rewarded in 2009 when Goran won Iraq's Best Writer and Translator Award. Last but not least, Goran is the co-founder of the Kurdistan Independent National News Agency, based in his hometown of Erbil. The news agency is the first ever independent newswire in Kurdish and Iraq history. Today marks an important day for Goran with the release of his latest novel, Iraqi Fulbrighter, removing fear and hatred between American and Middle Eastern people. Goran's experiences and insights provide a fascinating glimpse into the world of an Iraqi journalist working in Kurdistan in the United States. Please join me in welcoming our guest, Goran Sabah Ghafour.
I highly appreciating your coming. When my first novel, titled The Leader Aorta, was published in 2005, I was expecting the publisher or a bookstore will one day arrange a book signing for me. It never happened, even after the novel's second edition in 2010. No worries, it happened here for my second book. This is why I highly appreciate the efforts of the KU bookstore in making this event happen. I thank Lisa for all her support and guidance. I have so much gratitude also for the KU Memorial Unit's director, David Mucci. I also thank the Journalism School of KU for kindly sponsoring this event. And I deeply thank the Associate Dean, Tom Volek, for his support and encouraging efforts for this event. I also thank my colleague, Katie, for delivering a nice introduction about me. I also thank all those involved in this event, from postering, hanging posters until the high levels. All these are a part of encouragement for me to think about the third novel. I will start writing down in August. I'm thinking now about the plot. So if you see me around in campus absent-minded, don't take it from me, okay? It's okay. I'm thinking about the book. I also thank my roommate for his time and efforts exerted in proofreading this book. I flew to America with an idea to write down my second book, besides my academic career. And there have been several factors pushing me to write it. First of all, the factor was the disease. I think every author has it, which is the disease of writing. If I don't write, I feel I'm losing or missing something. All my body crushes. This is why I have to write. Another factor was that the feeling of responsibility to make a difference and a change, to do something humanistic so that I could sleep calmly at night. Responsibility to set many things right. These pushed me to write down the book. More important, for those who haven't realized yet, please do know now that the KU and Goran city are really very inspiring. I read, heard, and observed from here and there about misperceptions, misunderstandings, and wrong stereotypes from both sides. I mean, American side and the Middle Eastern side towards each other. Terms of American stereotypes towards Middle Easterners are violence, lack of trust, terrorism, backwardness, suspects, and so on. Terms that Middle Easterners have in their stereotypes on Americans are abyss, stupidity, oil thieves, arrogance, know nothing about outside world, ignorant, fat, racist, unfunny humor, homophobic, huge, and lazy. These stereotypes mainly come from two sources. First is the global terrorist attacks in the name of religion, disappointing reports from the Iraq and Afghanistan war, and the agenda of the US government in the Middle East. Second is the inaccurate coverage of media, Hollywood movies, TVs, theaters, entertainment shows, books, newspapers, and so on. All the stereotypes lead to unwanted words or terms, which are fear and hatred. This book addresses fear and hatred and gives non-violent ways for solution, or at least understanding each other right and better. This book has no questions, but merely answers. One might say, answer for what? Or one even can go further. Who told you to answer questions? Or at the worst case, one might say, shut up. But I think this book can add a lot and at least correct some wrong stereotypes. So I will tell you here the questions, and you can find the answers in the book later, if you had a chance to buy it. Answers for politics, religion, culture, and oil. Questions like, who is behind Islamic fundamentalism? Is the US behind all this mess in the Middle East? Is the Middle East a hub for terrorism? Our religions are being terrorized, and why are they politicized? The mess that the world now experiences is for oil or terrorism, or for what? And what role love could play in all this mess? Do all religions have the same God? And what that question has to do anything with terrorism or disorder? Last but not least, I have news for you guys here. Two outstanding translators in Iraq, one Kurdish and one Arabic, are now working on the book to translate it into Kurdish and Arabic. One of my readers read the book and told me that the book is a small world that includes all the big things. If you want to understand Afghanistan, you can read this book and you understand it. Iraq, American culture, American aspects, American life, American family, you can read this book to understand. Or Lebanon, or Iran, some pronounce it Iran. Another one who also read the book told me that he has now a better understanding and image on Kurdish and American culture and other sensitive issues. I don't know what sensitive issues, maybe sex. This book, after all, is at least a way to consider to end anti-Americanism and anti-Middle Eastism. Thank you again. And now I'm open for questions or comments if you have.
When did you start writing the book?
Yeah, I started late July 2010. I arrived, I touched down the American soil on July 16th. So at the end of July, I started writing down.
And when did you complete?
I completed in mid of January, and it came out in first week of February. Very soon, very quick. A friend of mine told